Rotorua Products Limited of New Zealand markets agricultural products for the burgeoning Asian consumer market. The company's current assets, current liabilities, and sales have been reported as follows over the last 5 years. Year 5 is the most recent year. Express all of the asset, liability, and sales data in trend percentages. Show percentages for each item. Use year 1 as the base year and carry computations to 1 decimal place. So what we need to do is determine the trend. So how has the growth been from our base year, which is year 1, forward? So what we can do is take our year 2 sales. This is the sales trend percentage. Take our year 2 sales and divide it by our base year, our year 1. And we get a 110% increase from year 2 to over year 1. We continue through, always using year 1 as the base year. Now, if I were to plot this, if this was a chart, you would see sales based on this, sitting at 100% of the base year, doing this over 5 years. Continuously going up from 110, 115, 120, 125. So let's look at our cash trends. Again, our base year is going to be 50,000. That was our year 1, which we can find here. And now start with our year 2. And then we start going, and I'm just removing the thousands from this. And again, if we were to plot this, and let's say this is where we were at, is the 100% that we started at year 1, we would have spiked up and gone down over 5 years. So we can track that. Our accounts receivable trend percentages. So we have 345,000 over 300. Inventory trend. So our inventory had a base of 600,000. So we can add that to all of these. And in year 2 we had 660. 690, 720, and 750. Our total current assets.
So can you show the plot for the last one, account receivable?
And our total current assets in our base year, we had 950,000. And finally, our current liabilities trend. So our current liabilities in our base year was 400,000. So it's always going to be used across. And in year 2, we had 440, 520, 580, and 640. So what does it mean? Now it's time to actually look at our analysis. Well, let's just go over these trends relatively one by one and comment on them. Every year our sales, starting with the second year, we had 10% growth and then 5% growth annually. So some positives that we've got are that sales are growing annually. So the company is growing. That's great. Our cash, on the other hand, as we can see this trend, is on a downward trend. So cash is a concern because we can't continue to lose money. Now what we see with our accounts receivable is that it is growing, right? We have 190% of what we had 5 years ago. It's growing very rapidly. And so cash is a concern. This is likely caused by AR not being collected. Need a new credit policy. Right? So as companies, they need to either start incentivizing or decentivizing late payments. Need to start getting more aggressive with their collections. If they started collecting their accounts receivable, got this down to what their base was, or even lower, cash will be much less of a problem. Also, their inventory is going up. So now we're carrying 125% what we used to in our base year. You can also say, now that could be a number of things, it's not a huge number, we could say, well, this is to manage the growth, but you might say, try reduce carrying costs for inventory. Try reduce carrying costs for inventory to improve cash position. Obviously, we don't want to limit our growth, but if we can have it on our shelves for a less amount of time, we can improve our cash position because we don't have to continue to buy more inventory and then hold it and wait for the cash to come in. Finally, our total current asset trends percentages is gone up. So that is good. That means that we are, that means our cash, our inventory, our accounts receivable is all going up. This is likely actually maybe not good. This is likely because our inventory costs have gone up and our AR has gone up. And so that's our total current assets have gone up. So we may just want to take note of this, track this a little better. If we can keep it the same but reduce our AR and our inventory and increase our cash, that would take care of this concern. Finally, our total current liabilities is also going up pretty quickly. And this is likely the consequence of not having cash. You have to continuously take out loans and late pay your suppliers, right? So you have vendors and suppliers. You likely can't pay them on time. You can probably improve some of your costs if you can take advantage of things like 2% discounts on early payments, not paying interest. So you can increase your cash position if we can get our initial cash concern under control and reduce our current liabilities. So that we don't need to play AP games or taking small loans out, or quick loans, which typically can be at higher interest rates. Loans for a year or less will be a lot higher than a mortgage or a long-term bank loan or a bond.